I was halfway through the heart monitor test when my phone buzzed, sharp and jarring against the sterile silence of the hospital room. I let it ring at first. The last thing I needed was more chaos echoing through my chest. But it buzzed again. And again. So I answered. "Mom's had it with you." My daughter's voice cracked through the line, jagged and raw like broken glass. "Stop acting like you're sick all the time." I blinked, stunned. The nurse beside me hesitated, her eyes flicking from the monitor to my face, then to the sudden spike on the screen. My wife's voice came next, colder than the gel smeared across my chest. "Your drama is exhausting. We're blocking you for a while." Click. That was it. The line went dead. And then, so did they, block me, completely, just like that. I sat there in that stiff hospital bed, wires clinging to my skin, heart spasming harder from the call than from the arrhythmia they were trying to diagnose. They didn't call back that day, or the next, or the one after that. 3 months of silence. We used to be close. The three of us. Friday night dinners, lazy Sundays, laughter that felt like home. Even when my health began to fail, tightness in my chest, dizzy spells, memory lapses, they promised to be there. My daughter would swing her legs off the edge of the hospital bed while telling me about college and peeling fruit for me like she used to when she was a child. My wife, she used to kiss my forehead at night and whisper that we grow old together, no matter what my heart tried to do. But over time, I saw the signs. Quick glances between them. Texts that vanished when I entered the room. Conversations in the kitchen that hushed the moment I walked in. The concern in their eyes faded into sighs, then silence, then finally that call, the one that severed something deep inside me. I learned the truth not through confrontation, but by accident. The day I was unblocked came not because they chose a return, but because my daughter forgot to remove me from a shared cloud folder. Photos I was never meant to see. Notes I was never meant to read. One written in her handwriting said, "Asterisk, we need space. He's milking it for attention." Asterisk, my wife's reply followed, casual and sharp. Asterisk, let's stay quiet until he breaks. Then we'll talk about selling the house. Asterisk, the house. My house. Paid for with my money. Built by my hands. They were just waiting for me to vanish. Waiting for my name to become past tense before the ink dried on their plans. Something inside me went cold. Not angry. Not hurt. Just focused. I didn't respond. Didn't lash out. I simply began to move. Quietly. Precisely. First came the financials. I transferred the deed to a private trust. My name, my terms. Then I rewrote my will. Removed them both. Appointed my brother as executor. He didn't ask why. Just nodded. Because in our family, silence speaks louder than explanations. Next, I gathered the paper trail. Every message. Every note. Screenshots, timestamps, saved and printed. I named the folder Memories, not for nostalgia, just clarity. Then I documented. I recorded doctor visits, logged symptoms, filed reports, proved my condition wasn't some act. Everything they called drama, I turned into undeniable clinical truth. Data doesn't lie, and neither did the machines they ignored. Finally, I changed the locks. 3 months later, they returned. No apology in advance. No flowers. No gifts. Just hollow smiles and tentative steps. My daughter spoke first. "Dad, we've been talking. We miss you." Then my wife, rehearsed and brittle. "We overreacted. We were scared too. Can we come in?" I stood in the doorway, leaned against the frame, and let the silence stretch. I let it breathe. "You miss me now," I said, my voice flat calm. "Funny, I don't remember being dead." They flinched, confused, exposed. I motioned the bench beside the door where a thick folder sat neatly stacked. "Here's what I've been up to," I said. "Legal transfer of the house. Financial separation. Your messages printed. Your voices recorded. My diagnosis verified. And your betrayal documented." My daughter tried again. "Dad, we didn't mean..." "You meant every word. I cut in, and I mean mine." I paused, let the breeze carry the weight of it. You walked away while I was strapped to machines trying to prove I was still alive. And now that you're done waiting for me to die, you want back in. My wife's face reddened. We were overwhelmed. You needed me gone. And then I said the only thing that mattered. You're not coming back. They stared, stunned, like strangers who had just realized they never really knew me at all. I stepped back just enough to begin closing the door, slowly, deliberately. But just before it shut, I looked my wife in the eyes one last time. I was exhausting, wasn't I? I whispered, then rest easy. Click. I watched them from a window. No more words. Just two silhouettes frozen on the porch. And finally, they turned and walked away. Since then, I've learned something that no doctor, no test, no machine could teach me. Betrayal doesn't always come with screaming or slamming doors. It comes quietly, dressed in routine. It speaks with voices you trust, hands you've held, hearts you've built your life around. It knows your wounds and presses into them not to heal, but to see how deep they go. But I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I documented. I prepared. And when the time came, I didn't slam the door. I closed it. Justice doesn't shout. It's quiet, precise, final, just like a heartbeat, steady, real, and impossible to fake. And mine, still beating.